right, good day, guys. Welcome to yet another episode of Jovi's Lounge. Today, I'm with three wonderful gentlemen, and we have heated topics to discuss. But first, the introduction. On my right, I have Mr. Consh from Consh Originals. Good to have you here, sir.
Thank you for being
And I
here.
also have Mr. Benjamin, the biggest trader that I know.
Thank you.
And to my left, I have Mr. Breadi from Studio Mitini. Good to have you. And your beautiful host, Caroline, as always. Before we get into today's topic, I want to shout out to our wonderful viewers online. Today, our special guest is Mr. Jama. Thank you so much for always engaging on our content, and do well to signify so we can also shout out to you on our next episode. And let's hit today's topic. We want to talk about infidelity and intimacy in relationships. But the first question I want to start with: if infidelity is one of the challenges we have in marriages, are we right to preach no sex before marriage? Let me start with my left or my right. Let me start with my left. Mr. Breadi, are we right to preach no sex before marriage? Because in today's marriages, we have so many couples that are not maybe compatible. They can't, maybe each one of the spouses not meeting the other's sexual need, and then hence infidelity. And maybe that might be as a result of maybe they didn't really have sex before they got married. And that is what religion, what today's morality is preaching, no sex before marriage. So with the effects that we've seen over time, this amongst others, are we right to preach no sex before marriage?
We are not. And this is why, first of all, as a people, we have attached a lot of morals to certain things that we really shouldn't. Okay. Because first of all, infidelity, in as much as you're cheating on somebody, I still believe that it's a moral construct, like it's a social construct, right? Because biologically, a man it's like this biological imperative to cheating. Let me use that word, because they have to spread their seeds kind of for biological diversity. They need to give birth to a lot of children, racial mixing and all of that. So yes, we are wrong to say people should not have sex until they get married, because why shouldn't they? Okay. If you don't have sex with your partner, how would you know that it can satisfy your needs when you get married? And another thing, the reason why I think it's wrong is it brings a lot of shame, because we do not tell both genders to stay virgins. We tell just the girls to stay virgins, and we encourage boys to explore. So if your boy comes and he has had sex before marriage, you're like, oh, sharp guy. But if your girl is having sex before marriage, you're like, oh, you're a slut and you're loose. So personally, I think it's wrong to say people should not have sex.
Sharp point. I like that. Mr. Conscience, please tell us, are we right to say no sex before marriage? What should we be preaching henceforth?
Okay, from my own point of view, I think it depends on the individual. There are certain things you can't decide for people. Yeah. Especially when you're of age, you can make life decisions, like you can decide when to eat and when not to eat. Mm-hmm. So it's like giving people free will to decide what's best for them. Take, for example, I may like my tea with cold water. You may like yours with warm water. Yeah. Because I would react differently to a warm tea than a cold tea. Yeah. So for preaching sex before marriage or not preaching sex before marriage, I think it's dependent on whoever is practicing whatever they're practicing. But for me, I like to be practical in the sense that there are some questions or individual yearnings that we have that I think you need to get answers or almost answers before you get to marriage. For me, I think compatibility in the context of all areas, financial compatibility, sexual compatibility, and whatnot. But to say to people not to practice sex before marriage or practice sex before marriage, I think is dependent on the individual. So what works best for you is fine. Okay. That's for me.
Okay. Mr. Ben, please.
For me, I would say sex before marriage is something everybody should do, because you need to know the strength of the person you're getting married to. Show me a for pigeon. It's easy for me. More do local. Whosoever you want marry, you good say when I do the book worry normally. Yeah. So that could be say when I don't enter us. One person's strength past one person's strength.
cause problem.
We call cause problem because anytime at the daytime you not really show me this part say the na 7 ranks they like or na 6. I don't tire. Down the 9 many marriage just spoiled today.
Yeah.
Because say the touch the match transformer, I need the green light too. You got to say touch her, see the touch me for you. Meanwhile, when I don't do Christianity, they go enter us. Say no sex before marriage. When I go enter us, you can say and say you the woman. What you they enjoy the rock life now 4 round they gauge your tire. You don't enter us now, Baba they do 2 for you. While I go there now, you the verse anyhow. If they cook, for example, say you want to put 1 cube of man, you go verse put away. But Baba no dey stress you well.
You should not even put at all.
That way Baba go. So you know if you come out that book package for relationship.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't get a date, well not even say when I even the date, say when I got shoe. If no shoe, now be so when I never the date, now be still friends.
Okay.
Now so me I see am. Yeah.
Okay. But personally, I feel that in every nonsense, there is sense. Could it be that the essence of the rule, the religious rule, no sex before marriage, because in the religious context is a sin to have sex before marriage. Could it be that the cons were weighed? That the cons of premarital sex outweighs the pros? That is why it was advised that, sex should not be practiced before marriage. Have we really weighed the pros and cons?
Okay, if we go in that part when you go say religion, say the Bible make us understand, say the bed need to go undefiled. Yeah. And when they mean undefiled, the girl will be virgin, the guy will be virgin.
Yeah.
So if una two no be virgin, and be say una don't defeat the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And if una two na virgin, and be say una two they try for the first time.
Yeah.
So una two go match una self well. Not be say this one don't enjoy life before. This one don't do 3 songs before. And you too.
Why they point to me now?
No, like express myself. Say this very A don't do 3 songs before.
Yeah.
And the B now never enjoy life.
That's all.
Everybody get what they really want for inside this thing. Bible cause say, okay, for this thing to sweet, make the 2 of them come pure.
Yeah.
That's why they cause they go when they marry, they go put white bedspread to confirm, say the boss that thing. Yeah. Blood go come and when they marry, they use white, then be saying a virgin. But these days, everybody they wear white.
They don't want to be children.
Someone know if you go that part now from the Bible, everybody they feel.
Okay. Yeah. Can we balance this? Because nowadays, the preaching now, we have children that are growing up. Yeah. A child might watch this now and get it out of context and say, okay, meaning I'm not doing anything wrong. Or I'm sleeping with my boyfriend. He's my boyfriend. I need to explore. We have children that are watching. We have children that are growing. If we're preaching that, okay, it's a free world, you can explore, you can have sex with anybody. Let's say they can start having sex even with their classmates in school. If we don't put a balance to these things and we don't teach it right, have we weighed the consequences? What will be the results? How the future generation will look like? Because if you go online, this speculations online is, as a girl child, you should explore your sexuality. If your boyfriend is not doing this, break up with him. If this guy is not good enough, try the next one. We keep on telling girls, try the next one, telling guys, try the next one. Everybody keeps trying, moving on to, we are now recycling. They call it, if you don't marry the one where you spoil, you go marry the one another person spoil. So everybody, they exchange with it, they spoil. If we don't put things into context, how will the future generation look like with this kind of handshake we're having around?
So
even within children.
I think that when you talk about it from that perspective, first of all, you are having sex. You used the word waiting person spoil. Sex doesn't spoil you. That's my belief. I don't think sex spoils anybody. Sure. I think what happens is you're exposed to a certain a new sensation, to a new activity, and maybe you like it, and maybe now you want to explore more. The problem we have with sex itself is how society places a lot of value on it and how they place a lot of stigma on it too. Mm-hmm. Let's go back to the question you asked before this, when you said something about the pros and the cons.
Yes.
If you notice, it always affects the females
more.
Not even the cons now. The way society handles it.
Yeah.
Why is the man not wearing a red suit? Because he's defiled too. It's not just the lady.
Yeah.
Right? Why is the lady the only one wearing a cream gown? Because she has given birth before, because she's not a virgin. Why are we even... Because now we are literally telling everybody out there that this person is not a virgin by virtue of her wearing that thing. Yeah. And you're placing... That's giving room for people to tell you like stuff like they have to tell you words.
Yeah.
You understand? Like they can insult you with that, but nobody's going to tell the man anything. Yeah. So I think it's because of the stigma attached. That is why church, because they had to keep their reputation, clean, undefiled. They needed to keep that reputation going. So that's why they place those rules. It doesn't really have like real life applications, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
Because the only consequence is disease, pregnancy, maybe strained families, mental health. But the thing is, all of these things won't be problems if that particular rule was not there. If it's a live and let live kind of world that you say, oh, yeah, you spoil person, you spoil person. If there is no stigma attached to it, if you have sex with one person and maybe you break up with that guy, you go and have sex with another person. If the boyfriend you're going to meet doesn't have a bias that you've already been like used before coming to meet him, it doesn't have a problem with it. You understand? So the problem now is our personal biases. Yeah.
Aside personal bias, I think there's something called emotional attachment. There's this kind of attachment you have towards somebody, especially when you've been with this person for a couple of years. Maybe you've been sexually active with this person. Okay. Aside the fact that your next partner might, some persons can even snatch you from your boyfriend. They don't really mind. There are people that don't really mind that you're not a virgin. Yeah. But the thing is, it's not just the stigma that is the problem here. Some people have attachment to their partner, and when the person leaves, they become traumatized. They take that trauma to their next relationship.
Like rebounds.
You get, and that has effects. Maybe that relationship doesn't even work out because of, where they're coming from. Right. So if you don't put things in context.
In regards to having rebounds in case of emotional attachment, I think from my own point of view, there are some certain, I have a belief system that I feel every battle or every achievement I have or I want to achieve, or everything I want to do, I first of all win it in my mind. Mm-hmm. If I'm detaching from Mrs. A because of one or two issues, as I don't come out that plug, it don't wipe out.
Well, not everybody has that strength.
See,
that's how it works for me.
That is for you. The way you are wired is different from the way I'm wired. Yeah. You understand? Everybody have the way they are wired.
Okay.
What works for you as Mr. A doesn't work for me.
Okay.
You understand? Me detaching from someone, I want to do A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
You understand? Some people, they want to drink. Some people want to have more sex with different partners and all of that.
Some people want another person to pay back.
You understand?
There are some guys that will say, these guys will pay.
Instances like that.
Like some people, they even go to the extent of going suicidal.
Yeah.
They want to kill themselves, drink, smoke, try something new. Because they feel like the whole world has come to an end for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody have the way they go through this whole thing.
True. Right.
And that, for me, that is it.
But when it comes to the idea that like if you are intimate with somebody, then you become emotionally attached to that person.
Definitely.
You shouldn't jump to another relationship.
But people do. They think that is part of their healing.
I know people do.
They can't stay without
you cannot. Yes. That's where the problem is. We've built a social perception that you need to be in relationships to be
especially when their parents have boyfriends.
You understand?
Just like more or less you're saying validation.
Yes, they're seeking validation from relationships. Forgetting that relationships are not the only form of love out there. Yes. You have platonic relationships, you have friends, you have family members. Yeah. So waiting for somebody to complete you, not wanting to be alone, people need to just sit with themselves sometimes. You broke up with somebody, take some time, get drunk, stay with yourself, go out with your friends.
When you are broke, you are hungry.
That is for you. That's only...
It should be for everybody, right? This is why.
Some people don't have a choice. You have a choice.
It can't be for everybody.
You have a choice.
Some people don't have a choice. Imagine if some ladies use relationship as their source of livelihood.
Yeah.
Okay, no, the thing is,
when she needs one relationship, she needs to.
So probably in that context, the person who is emotionally traumatized because they are living a relationship is because they don't have a backup.
Yes.
No. Everybody
For their financial state. If you
finance.
say, for example, now I'll give myself as an example.
Apart from finance,
If you take out, I have a belief system. If you stop giving me water to drink, I'll look for another source.
That is you. See this guy first. I see Tyrese guy. He said he can't be alone. You understand? He can't be alone. He must be with someone. He can't stay alone by himself after breaking up with anybody. But I was asking him like, guy, you just broke up with this person. Why are you moving to a new relationship? And you know you are not healed yet. He said he can't be alone.
But that's unhealthy.
No, for you it's unhealthy. But for him,
that's how he stays healthy.
Some people doesn't move on.
It's bringing a whole lot of baggage.
It's unhealthy for everybody.
No, it's not for everybody.
For everybody,
you can't tell him what is good for him.
This is why I say for everybody. You go to
you're talking for yourself.
Okay, I know, but you go to the doctor, right?
Yeah.
And the doctor tells you, I think you should take Panadol. It's good for you.
But Panadol is not for everybody.
No, I know, hold on.
You can still take another drug instead of Panadol.
You can take another drug, but now the doctor is an expert, right? He knows what is good for you. But you now...
But my body system is different from the...
Your body system is different.
So Panadol is not a must, it's going to work for me.
It's not a must, but the doctor...
I just want you to rephrase that word.
Okay, let's say somebody breaks up with his girlfriend now. First of all, he says he cannot be alone. The question he needs to ask himself is why?
This person has himself those kind of questions.
Why can't he be alone?
He said he don't want to be alone.
He forgets. I believe
he doesn't like himself being alone.
He doesn't like himself being alone.
Yes.
But now, he's not an island, right? Yeah, he's connected to another person. This new person he's bringing into his life now.
Yeah.
How does he treat that person? Does he treat that person any better than he treated the last person? Is he healed from his last relationship? Is he bringing any baggage from the last relationship? And now he's with a new person, I believe. Is there anything different?
Yes, everybody has the way they move on from the previous relationship. Everybody.
Does he want a distraction or does he want to just move on?
He's moving on. So he's moving on with people.
Move on with people.
With somebody else.
If I was with somebody...
And from there, you can see they can get married.
They can get married. But if you were inside that relationship, so to say, you would see that there's some sort of dysfunction there. Yeah. Because they're using that person as a crutch. Yes.
You from afar, you'll be seeing those things. But the people that are in the relationship, they're not going to see it because they're enjoying themselves.
But funny enough, like he's trying to point out, the person you're in a relationship with, because you just hurried off one. You can't be alone, may sometimes get weary of some things you do. Probably in seeing it, you may not see it because you are trying to maybe outlive the experiences you have with the other person.
Yes.
And it doesn't work with this new partner, but you may not notice. But being that maybe they just want to be with you too, they just want to endure through it.
All your trauma.
It's not to be endured, but to be enjoyed.
See, yes, I get
you understand.
Yeah. So now the girl, is she going to be enjoying him?
Yes,
it doesn't have to only be physical or financial. Emotional availability. Yeah. Because this person who just broke up with somebody and maybe it didn't go well, I can tell you that they are not going to be emotionally available.
No, you can't say that. But you're not in the person's mind.
But the thing is, if you get
emotional availability, if you get the person.
Okay, hold on. If you get injured, you have an injury. You refrain from using that hand
for a while.
Yeah. The same thing with your emotions. That is why you see lots of guys, a lot of people these days who will tell you, I don't want to fall in love. Because maybe somehow they've been hurt, maybe by their own experiences or by what they've seen, and they've realized, I don't think I want to feel this. And they shut down or they become emotionally unavailable. So that person, no matter how he tries to therapize himself, no matter how he tries to rationalize it, he's hurt and he's traumatized. Mm-hmm. So he's going to reduce, even if you're loving me 100% before, and then you're traumatized, he's going to reduce. Yeah. If it increases, that's a trauma response. If it reduces, that's a trauma response. There's going to be a response. And now you're subjecting your partner to that response, which is unhealthy. Yeah. So even if he's enjoying himself and the girl is living her best life, there is some sort of unhealthiness embedded in that entire relationship that is toxic. Let's just be honest. It's toxic.
I think I agree totally with you.
So for me, I know I agree with you now. Because which applies to Enofia apply to me.
True. There's always an exception,
Because the way I think they move on different from the way you think they move on.
Yeah.
Like, you see that part now you say you want them on your own till you get enter the next relationship. But when you go enter that relationship, there are some things where that new girl will do. You go strike balance for your head.
Yeah.
Abi?
Yes.
As far as strike balance for your head, that be say you never move on. That actually say that be say nobody they actually they move on.
No, the thing is
because when you did that relationship, so
yes.
When you meet the new girl, it get what that new girl will do. You be human being. You must always strike balance with that previous girl or that previous guy.
Okay.
Yeah?
Indirectly.
So nobody actually they move on. So you must move on, gradually, even with the new person. The person you call love you right. But now you go teach the person how to love you right both ways. Because nobody carry
both ways.
you go teach the guy go teach the babe.
Like me, for example.
You go both ways. That's why I say both ways.
Yeah.
Because if you don't teach the girl don't know how you you don't feel as a read your languages. You understand? Everybody gets their love languages.
Yeah.
You understand? Wait till they work for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't work for the other
when
person.
the guy go come now, you can't need to put on through. Or when the guy go come, but now so they like me, that they love me, and they like gift too.
Wait, so are you saying that when people break up, they shouldn't take time to heal?
It depends on what works for you, Abby. That's what he's saying.
Like me, when I say when you know take time. But the time one and they talk and I got a black say you got there for too long. But if now 1 week you go take a day okay just to close that chapter, close and move on.
Why? Okay, now because why are people dependent on like romantic relationships? Why is it that you break up with one person and maybe the time for healing you can't be alone? Why is that?
Like why do you need somebody to make you?
I always say, it depends on individuals. You see this me that I'm sitting here. I don't want to sound like a Superman. I am so comfortable
being
alone all by myself. 3 days I never open my head, come aside. If you call me, fine. See, Biggie is my friend from a long time ago. If I see him miss call, I feel call him 2 days later. Do you get? So I'm not being proud of it though. But the thing is, I have a mental structure in my head of how I work things out. If you offend me now, I don't know you normally. If you make me vex, really vex. If I sleep, wake up for morning, my brain is a clean slate.
Could it be that when it's now a romantic relationship, things will not be this way?
No,
definitely.
Because now people like on an idea.
Now, may I give you my own personal experience?
Okay.
So for me, now little things they actually attract me. Don't do too much. Call me, text me, and if I tell you I'm going to worry, please don't question me. Do you get? Yeah. So when you try to be all about my business, I know it's
too much in my space.
Too much in my space, or it don't become problem.
Yeah.
I go leave you maybe on your deal.
Yeah.
You don't understand. So for me, I think at some point, people should develop a mental strength or a willingness to do things the way they want it. First,
be self-sufficient.
Yes. Be self-sufficient before you depend on people. Like Therese, for example, that he gave.
Yes.
Needs somebody to be with somebody to heal. For his own.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody.
I don't need any. I tell you the fact.
Yes.
And the same thing transcends into the way I do business. Do you get?
Yeah.
If I have a bargain for XYZ amount for something and we do it, I like to hold on to my own end. If you mess me up, maybe I deliver your job to you, for example, and you've not meet up with the payment of the balance or whatever. I don't put it at the back of my mind. I always tell people, if I want to plan or make moves or do anything, I go check my account balance. Even at 35 day, at 35 be the plan. I know go do past myself. Mm-hmm. You know go put me for pressure.
But what you try talk now, we say you get to call introvert and extrovert.
Guys, see
that part.
It's an introvert thing,
if it don't work for you, but what you try talk to.
I don't tell you to be extrovert, but
no, you don't be extrovert now. For you to be inside,
if you bring see, you know why? The kind of work
anybody when they enjoy his space,
the kind of work
introvert.
The kind of work why
me, I'm an extrovert and I enjoy my space.
Your space when you talk to you enjoy.
Yeah.
Once Baba go still call rub your shoulder.
No, people they break my space.
That I be say that you know they enjoy the space alone.
See, man, tell you.
That make you not be introvert. Introvert. So this guy feel shut down himself. You not go open the door 3 days.
I be off my phone 2 days.
Yes, if you off your phone,
just give me food. I feel off my phone.
Off this, you know go TikTok. You know TikTok for 2 days.
I go TikTok now. I go watch.
This guy no go watch anything. Go shut down. Can you do that?
Yes. Even my TV say be like
that. I feel like that experience I can relate with it. And people need to actually learn how to be self-sufficient.
Like you need to be self-willed
because that guy, that example you're giving now, he's giving. Like, how do I say it now?
Like toddler when of helping.
Yes. Emotionally helpless.
Made the emotional man, he be man supposed to cry, man supposed to get emotion.
Yes.
So when they try to tell me, say me the guy kill your emotions.
No.
And that part now they make me to understand.
I like that as an emotional. I like that as an emotional response.
Wait till thought just and say they behave like toddler.
Yes.
And for the toddler, now because of saying a man when get emotion, you don't need to man up now.
Even mama sometimes they tire for him picking doing.
Yes.
Mama not go fit tire.
Again, sometimes say when you come off from my front, go
now come up, you know fit sit tire, go sit down.
Tell you say that time I say come on, go hold on side.
The mama no fit tire.
You never see. I don't see instances where we say picking the cry for night till they break him. Papa, if mama not flinch. Now blood, now you know cry blood. Now
as human beings,
I don't tire. You rest, me I rest.
Very good. You're supposed to be able to handle your emotions by yourself.
Rest. Everybody do all right first. Then we'll come back later.
It's unhealthy, child. That's just the truth. Like
it's all right. Well, it's waiting, madam. You've been asked one question before about the moral part and
how to create a balance.
And at there's sex education coming.
Yeah,
you understand. Yes, we they grow up. You know, say some of us grow up for this kind, anything you like do kind of phone. But we don't do this level we do now, this present day. We see the way parenting be right now.
Yeah.
Parenting now don't they beyond being a spend donor. You understand? You have to be there for your kids. Watch them grow step by step. You understand?
Sure.
Not the way they take bring you up, now you take bring up your own kids.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why so many things out there online on parenting. From this age to this age, these are things when you're supposed to tell your children. These are things you're supposed to expose these kids to. You understand? Awareness and all of these all day. So before my do I go bring up my male kids and my female will be the same because in that kind of house I grew up in.
Normal life.
There's no, my papa always tell us say no born boy, no born girl.
Born children.
You born children. That's why today when you hear they cook or you hear they do this, Benjamin they do this, Biggie they do this. Now the way that they bring me up. You understand? You understand that kind of thing? My papa say no born boy, no born girl.
Everybody.
So everybody now equal. Then you go take bend down the walls, you go
make a bar for everybody, you go market.
And that's why I go take bring up my own children. You need to like my male children, I will let them know it's normal for you to cry.
Normal,
I no go tell them make they can't grow up, call bottle up their feelings. Cause they give another pikin, another woman headache.
Exactly.
You understand? So that part into all this have sex, no have sex. Now there's sex education coming. No matter it is, we go still let them know say now the standard of be this. But no matter you teach people reach, at times I think their mind they will still do.
At times, every time.
Me, I not say all the time because I know they the person mind. Like me now, it no work for me all the time.
See, but the thing you say
with the free hand they give me, I get me myself. I tell myself, hey, Baba, I get restriction to this thing. I get restriction to this thing. But they give me 100% free hand.
But at the end of the day, if you check the decisions when you make on your own. You don't need anybody validation to do them.
I don't need anybody validation because of say they all train me in the way.
So regardless of what they
that's why Bible say train up the child in the way he should go, and when he
will not
depart from it. So now the depart and no fit depart. So that moral from beginning don't date the body. I know if you come out for. I don't fit come off for line.
Normally.
You understand? They expose me to everything when I small.
You don't feel good, you don't feel bad.
Did you grow up in a religious family?
Yes, now.
Like, but did they... Did your parents talk to you about, like, sex education?
No.
They didn't. So where did you learn it from?
I learned from school.
And
I learned from my siblings.
And I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Now, there's something I was watching. I noticed something. I watch a lot of documentaries, and I realized that a lot of people who are sexual deviants, let me use that word, they are from religious households.
Yes.
Right? True. So when you talk about the moral, how to balance it, I think we should strip every religious belief from sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
We really should, because sex is not religious. Right? I saw something this morning.
Sex is biology.
Sex is biology.
Yes.
It's not religion. There shouldn't be anything religious about it. Because I saw something this morning on Twitter that said, if the husband and the wife, they've not had sex, the marriage is not spiritually valid. And I feel like when they attach certain spiritual implications to
so if the husband is maybe in another country, that marriage is not spiritually valid.
That's what they say. That's what religion tells you.
Before the marriage or after
Like they've gotten married now, and they've not had sex. No, like the very first sexual experience. Like if they've not had sex at all, that marriage is not valid. And a lot of other things that religion tells you, like purity culture, when they tell you you're not supposed to have sex at a certain age. I believe that children, like kids, teenagers, they will explore regardless of what you say. Yes. And when you start telling them sex is something that is bad, they internalize it.
The more they want
to do it, they're like, okay, my mom said this is bad, but why? And it's something that Christian, or should I say parents do, they don't tell their kids why. They just give them arbitrary consequences like you will go to hell.
They'll give you scary
responses that when they now do these things, you have sex the first time, you did not go to hell, you did not get pregnant. You're like, okay, so I guess my mom was wrong. Right? And a lot of the time, yes, you said something that you should do sex education with your children. I really think that is true. There's a series I watched, Sex Education, and a lot of things that they talked about there, from sexuality to sensuality to sex itself to talking about with your parents. It helped me, and I was already an adult watching it. Right? Let me realize there's nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one boy in the hostel that used to watch porn. Everybody looks at him, he's watching porn. He's not doing anything, he's just watching it. Right? And they used to shame him at some point.
No, that
and
is wrong.
I realized that people shaming him were the same people that would watch porn in the bathroom or in the comfort of their own homes.
So should we normalize that?
We shouldn't normalize
we shouldn't.
But at the same time, we shouldn't
put
attach
so much
shame
stigma to it.
Don't throw stones when you live in a glass house.
Because everybody has sex. Even pastors have sex. And the way pastors have sex, the kind of things that
please let us just go this religion.
No, like I'm trying to say that
because they're the ones propagating
They are the ones propagating it. Every law you see, Roe versus Wade in the States, it is being championed by evangelicals and churches. When you see discrimination of LGBTQ people, it is being championed by churches.
Yes,
so a lot of the time, the church has
that's not really
a lot of responsibility. No, let's leave that part. Like people should do what they need to do to survive, right? And you do not dictate for people what they want to do, like you said. People should be able to make choices. It's religion. It is not it's not the government, right? But now religion is trying to make you feel. So my own point is, in as much as you can balance things, it shouldn't be from a moral, like from a religious perspective. It should be from a realistic perspective of do not have sex with people. Maybe don't have sex with adults. If you are a child, tell your child that if an adult male wants to have sex with you, tell him no. Report to me. You understand? But then let them realize it's okay if this is what you want to do. Just tell me. Make me aware. So that when there are consequences, they can also come to you. Because when you tell your children that they are not allowed to do certain things, start telling them why.
You give them the reason. That's why sex education is there. They'll give you the reasons why you must not have sex till this age.
But sex education now in school, it is not as comprehensive, and sometimes the students don't get one-on-one attention.
I rather you see
that's why that's why you as a parent
practical advice. Like if you have sex, use condoms. If you want to have sex, make sure it's somebody. Make sure you give consent. Teach your boys consent. Teach your girls consent.
Well, can these kids really phantom this level of information? Let's picture yourself being a child. If your parents were telling you all this, would it really sink as much as when you experienced it yourself among your peers?
Yes, it would.
Then I'll say our parents don't use the word sex. They always let you know that this one you're getting close to this girl. Be very careful. They don't use the word.
They don't call it what it is.
Yes. They don't.
But you from every angle, you see them. They're telling you like this thing when you want to do so, you know go walk. But they never tell you, this girl they try to rub her lap now wrong thing. They would let you know, sir, the man and woman they close like this.
Problem.
Because my parents make me understand, say goat and yam not they be friend.
Because
then they keep goat and yam from one place. If you overstay, they don't two rub hand together, the goat must chop the yam. And that's so man and woman matter be. So you know go to work. That don't mean say they don't tell us, so they tell us when they grow up. So this friendship, I remember if my mom they see me with girl for church, they will just call me, come. She be you know say that girl na your family friend. I say I know. So anything they do, just put them for your mind, now your sister Aside I see, I go.
But another thing is, I've noticed that even we, or children that were given free hands by their parents, they tend to live more morally upright lives compared to the ones that their parents were always teaching them that don't be with boys, don't do this, don't do that.
No,
so could it be that the child's mind, could it be
100%.
that the child's mind could not really process all those information? Because why is it?
That's what I tell you, say, no jump this place, and that time you won't jump out.
Yes, you won't really find out.
All the things why I tell you, say, you don't do that.
And now we are saying we should do sex education.
And the sex education we want give our children. Not be say we call it say they no do this, they no do this. Like I think my guy here talk say, you go tell you say when you won't do this thing, do one like this. Let me know. You understand?
Like give your male child.
Yes.
Teach your girl child.
Yeah. You know so what they give? Married man when wife they give condom say my husband, I know you are traveling, and as you are going to Port Harcourt, so take this condom. That condom go Port Harcourt, come back unused.
Nothing will happen.
So you when they give condom now.
They give condom, no go use them.
No go use them. Fear no go let you feel use them.
If you buy your own use, then bring them when you give them.
No. For picking now.
For adult relationships like that particular example, it is 50-50, right? Except the man may be scared.
Yeah, so first time I no go use them. I no go use. I no go buy. Cause fear the cash.
Return and come back.
You know when somebody give you something when you know say you define them.
Yes, nah.
Fear no go let you collect that thing.
You know, say you get there, you day for relationship.
Now you will get conscious.
We'll set trap for you, man.
No, I think that when it comes to this issue with sex education and people who were advised to not do certain things and they end up doing that, that is, I guess, they realize now I'm an adult, I can do what I want.
Yeah.
With their parents, and it also stands to how you were taught. Sometimes the way they teach you things makes you not want to do it again.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
In churches, I'll always go back to, because that's where I grew up. And they made me feel like sex was a terrible thing. You have sex when you're not married, you're going to hellfire.
Yeah.
That depends on the kind of church you grow up.
Yeah.
Like I grew up Orthodox.
No need to call any church.
Yeah, I grew up Orthodox and then from there Pentecostal. So at some point, they made me feel like having sex was a damnable offense, like taboo, hellfire straight.
There's not
right?
I won't say you are going to hellfire if you have sex as a Christian, but
have sex out of wedlock.
But the Bible said the bed should be undefiled. So
yes, now if you go on the word undefiled, don't explain and give us before.
Two people should be pure.
Yes.
So if the two people are impure, meaning it's okay.
If the two people, I don't say they're okay. When I don't spoil everything. I'm not supposed to do test. So who don't test now? This one don't test. When I call it do purity. Let me say when they battle.
Yeah.
That one I go to struggle. You're like say who that drink Zobo before say me no drink Zobo again. Now this weight loss journey you don't go so. Say they do weight loss. You can say I don't eat to soup. Man, no they eat to soup. Man, avoid avoid this. It's no easy.
Okay, good. Let me now ask this question now. For a man that has explored, he has done threesome, so everything. You now say he should be in marriage with one woman.
It's possible.
It's very possible.
Yeah, because if I go in a religious way right now, my Bible make me understand with God all things are possible. Yeah. You understand?
So for the people that are not religious.
No, if you are not religious, that is good for you.
No, if you're not religious, you're supposed to be a decent human being.
You understand?
Okay, so decency.
Yes.
It's decency and
self-will. But for me, is 100% possible because body when don't tire, I know they're hungry for another thing.
Okay.
Because you don't tire, I know get you won't see. You don't belly full.
And I feel like that's also why you should have sex before marriage.
You understand?
So we should. It's better for before you go into marriage, you should make sure you are satisfied.
I won't say that. I won't say that. As a Christian, it's not good to have sex. Premarital sex is wrong as a Christian.
Yeah.
As a Christian, as a born again Christian,
I agree.
Scripturally is not good.
Yes.
But practically,
if you leave religion out of it,
do it to your mind to make it do.
If you don't come on religion from the old gist, say more be realist. Let's face reality. I will say good morning, enjoy, morning shoe.
Even if
so that I go know. As well as to not be brand new motor. But if not be brand new motor, so na motor I never on the engine before. I go say make una just lock up till after marriage. But say one person that they use before. Come be say now you the girl that they use before. I'll tell the baba say try your energy. Make you know whether you go feel they successful or you know go feel they successful. Because who that they use before?
It's going to be different from
yes, so because you now anxiety and everything. In short, a lot day.
You know, cause problem.
Maybe I say you do finish now. You would expect the girl for money they go east for you. Come say you go traditional man, for example. You know if you deliver your pulling units now. For money, they expect man now to do breakfast for you. Now you go do what you want shop. Because body they pay.
Okay, let's talk about infidelity now. Because now we cannot really explore our sexuality in totality.
Yes, true.
Before you enter this thing called marriage.
No limits.
And now there's something after marriage, there's something called infidelity that is shaking many homes. A lot of people recover, some they don't recover, some that's the end of their marriages. Let's talk about this infidelity in marriages.
Okay.
How do you think one can live their life, especially their sexual life as a single person, such that when you get into marriage, you'll be contented with your partner and you will not be tempted to, go outside to commit adultery and keep the home, undefiled, the bed undefiled. Two of you are together for life.
I want to reference what Biggie said a while ago regarding if you take out sexual conversations from religion, for example, and being practical. If you test the soup, say that this soup I want chop, you suppose no soup will satisfy you.
Till old age.
Not be like that too. Some women after childbirth, or maybe something can even happen to the man. Maybe after a life-threatening incident, the man can just
until that context. When you want to talk about infidelity, some people did their body normally, not until they satisfy them. Both ways, both male and female.
Yes.
Nothing they satisfy them.
True.
I get where they tell you say they will chop anything. As long as they enter mouth, you will go there belly. Me, I didn't picky about what I chop. It applies to almost everything that I do. Before I go say, Alpha, me and you want to do one-on-one. I will like you first. I will invest my time. I will talk to you to get to know you. I know they do one nice stuff.
Like they do friendship.
Like
for they do acquaintance. From acquaintance to friends.
I don't have energy to go do over time. So once I don't do and say that this one, I mount my tent. That's what they do for me. I'm not trying to be exceptional human.
I get you.
If I don't say, okay, this one are the one where I want to chop. That's super. As I carry and put for fire for money, I will one man chop the one chop come out, keep on for fridge.
But another thing, that's soup now. Something to stay up to, or maybe cockroach should just fly inside.
And I did better for wait,
I want to answer.
You say love,
this cockroach fall into that soup. See, sometimes you don't get another one. You use left hand come out the cockroach. You want me
to say if you come out and you go chop the cockroach. You understand? You go down meat. Yes, so
you don't get some for another one. Now there this anything issue they come.
Now there this better for walls.
Yes.
Come in.
Understand?
Let's say this new generation. No. Let's say this new generational package of the whole thing. I know talk more on her. They go always say for richer.
Yeah.
And then people don't face the reality of life. Because as a person, there is always ups and down.
Everybody gets out.
Even for the scripture, let's make us say 7 years of plenty, 7 years of family. So he did there. So we not feel run away from her. And it applies to our day-to-day life. Even as a business person, you get time. When money go, they come. You go just get on period, business go slow.
I think for...
You understand?
You see?
And when it comes to marriage, that's why we always tell people, say, I love you. Is not enough.
Thank you.
That word I love you, love is not enough.
You're sure working.
Because this morning I see this Charlie man, I don't call him Charlie boy, because I'm a grandpa. He dropped something about some religious men of gods, they went on divorce. And he dropped his own picture. You understand? He said he won't be the bad guy, they marriage, Krishna.
Yes.
You understand? Then the people when they call themselves religious skinny core, they don't come outside. They don't, all of them don't divorce.
Thank you.
You understand? So the thing when I try thought be say, see this marriage thing. Now between you and your person when you dey marry. That's why they go tell say marry your type. No matter how e be, marry the person when una dey compatible in everything. Even if not everything, but like you know say in terms of preference, when you want marry, they drop your preference then down. And this person is 60%, 40%, 30%. You will check all these things. Say okay, these very parts now. I go fit deal with until I die because these things when this guy no go fit change now or when this man no go fit change can only get worse.
But you know something.
Still go better.
You know,
so
despite all this analysis, even if you do all the double check, this person meets all your checklist. It still does not guarantee that there will be.
Does not guarantee.
So what is the major factor that will guarantee that? Okay,
there's no major factor.
I feel the major factor is your self.
Exactly what I want to say now.
Because if you don't decide, I'm not going to choose this person because your partner must.
I will conversations back to self-will. Anybody know this self-will, for example, they always follow the wind. If the wind blow go like this,
life must present itself.
If you go like this, it go follow. As I did so, I don't cap carelessly, but it get things so not deep particular to me. I always say this: anything when not challenge my source of income, and my source of my health and being alive, I don't give a damn, man.
You see what it work for you, so not go work for me.
I don't give a damn. See, if I deal with you, normally I go always tell my babe, say, I don't want to call you, say, switch to video, let me know where you are. Guy, I don't give myself that headache.
Stressful.
I don't even check your phone. I know the couple. Now, headache you go give yourself. You get, first day your corner, they sleep, they snore. You they get sleepless night. And that's the thing you read for your phone.
That's because of saying you see, the kind of person you be, say, you they marry your type. You don't check all of these, come marry the kind of person.
Definitely.
You know, say, you will fit there with.
So you know that in reality, a lot of people don't really marry their type.
Now there be the problem.
Because now a lot of people tell themselves that they've normalized infidelity.
Nowadays we even marry for money.
Honest. People have normalized infidelity because there's a notion that goes around that says men are allowed to cheat.
And I'll tell you, men are
polygamous in nature and women are not. So that
in that part of it, they will say women are not is in Africa.
To me,
let me just put it there. It's in Africa.
To me, I don't really believe that in
yes, it's in Africa.
It's in Africa.
You won't preach that in
the because traditionally, you know, we are traditionalists kind of
Western
people
world.
before
I think the fact that they don't preach it doesn't that is not believed because even there, if a woman cheats,
I believe women even cheat more.
Women cheat more? No, I don't.
No, even here.
I can't say that for Africa.
I will say that.
I check statistics. Actually,
it is normal
in Africa. Women cheat more.
Yes,
in Africa.
True.
I check statistics. Like
women cheat more.
Women cheat more because over
but
there,
is almost normalized over there. It's not normalized.
No, it's just that they can't come at here because of religion, morals. They can't really come at here in soil like Nigeria.
Yeah.
You can't not to it as a woman.
But over there they can. I think that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Because normally, even in the world and even in Nigeria, married women cheat more than married men. Check the statistics.
No, actually, I checked it. It's 40% for married men and 22% for married women.
It can never be.
It was from the
married men can never cheat more than married men. It can never be.
But the thing is, because first of all, the reason why we will say married men cheat more is this.
Okay.
You see a man that maybe he travels, he works in Chevron, for instance, and then he goes to
offshore
Benin for a trip. A training in Benin. When he gets to Benin, he will call his friends. They'll bring a girl for him. Right?
Not every man.
No, not every man.
It's not every man.
Even if they don't bring a girl for him,
he will go out.
He will there.
Not every man.
it's easier for married men to cheat.
No.
Why?
It's easier.
You know why?
Yes.
The situations that they find, situations they find themselves in
I'm asking you a direct question.
Okay.
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Can I tell you why it's easier for married men?
This is why it's
I
easier.
support Breadi.
He's not married, so
as a married man. Okay, hold on. First of all, you said something
the
earlier.
Lifestyle
If
of
they
a
tied
man.
to you, if they tied to you, remove them. They said something earlier, and I was going to start the podcast with that because when you go out as a married man, as a married woman, first of all, when men get married, they don't really change physically.
Yeah.
They don't really change.
Yeah.
But then when women,
if I improve,
physically, I want to give an example of somebody I know. My elder brother, it'd be like dog.
Yes.
Physically, you will change.
He improved, right?
Physically, we are going to change.
They improve. Now
when women get married, that's their hot shape. Maybe they give birth, they lose it.
Not all.
A higher percentage.
No. These are generations.
Okay,
I'll say no.
Let me say something. Packaging different from the real thing.
Yes,
I know.
Women with two down after childbirth.
Because now they have to dress respectably.
Aside
they cannot
that,
wear the dress they used to wear before.
I know a few people.
No. When you come, leave. That dress sitting a personal thing.
Around people that you know.
Things that I know.
Yes.
For example, you see me as I wear t-shirt and face cap like this. So, I'm not sure. Say 65 years, you go see me wear suit or anything randomly. On my casual days, now so I go appear.
Yes.
See, and I would like to be with like my babe now. Currently, I always tell her, shout out to you. Anyway, you are. You see this thing. Now, like, I like the way you compliment me fashion-wise. I don't feel deal with person who not sabi package. Like, style. I don't say do am extreme or go overboard. But when me and you come outside, I'll be able to say, how far my baby is that? You don't understand? So the same thing transcends into marriage.
But this is your shout out now.
Okay, see.
How many girls will collect this shout out?
Now one with my foot chest.
No, I know you.
My foot chest.
Now, going back when we say it's easier for married men to cheat and not for married women, if you see a married man outside, without a ring, without the shadow of the ring on the hand, you will not know that he's a married man.
But you know, the ring makes it more easier.
The ring makes it more easier for
let me tell you, see, sometimes
the rings, that ring thing when you talk about they make it easy.
Or put them in this context of cheats. See, I might tell you something. If the girls are not there available to be cheated with, married men are going to cheat.
I bet we will not make it for married men.
I'm not making
because everybody has some set of cheating.
You said something about self-will.
No.
You said something about self-will earlier. And
if you know what give me money, wait, let me ask you a question. You say if the women are not available for me, if you not get something to give me,
hold on. I know
somebody make me they available.
No. If you money now,
they set the trap. The girls are going for
not say the girls they need to double their house. So woman get money. So apart from sex, woman not get it to give man.
No, when I say that women, I'm trying to don't put it on the woman's side.
I want to give you.
That's why they put it on the woman's side. If I set trap, it's left for you to say no now.
No, lie. Why you go set trap? For not be one cash something.
Wait, make I tell you something.
You want cash something?
I want cash something when I set the job. If you still say no, you get one word.
Infidelity does not start.
Adulthood.
Yes.
Just a moment. I know somebody who said something to me sometime back when I was in school that these runs when girls they do, she for like do want to see her be like, not because they say she need 25 or 20k when you want.
She just wants to.
I know this person, he own a rich neck. When they use Nokia, all those Nokia, I know get memory card. She use S2 Samsung. I don't know about what she buy with her own hard earned money. I know about how the money.
So for Hannah, it's just desirability. She wants to be desired.
Yeah, to see how the lifestyle like. You don't understand. Yeah. I don't know where we always tell you. See, we know all these things.
But you know infidelity doesn't start from the girl. Or it starts from the person deciding, I think I want to sleep with somebody else.
Thank you.
Now,
the way
you are out there to look for it. And sometimes
you find what you're
doing. Wait, answer you. Sometimes, they find problem.
Probably they find you.
They reach you, they press you for what you do.
But the thing is,
it's the same thing with life.
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
Sometimes the men, they find the women. Sometimes the women, they find the men.
And another percentage they too, ABC, they don't even send you. They do on their own, problem they come. You don't hear instances where we say, help me test my boyfriend whether they faithful. Which kind
of test my girlfriend now. Let's not put on one side.
No, both ways. Anybody try that kind of thing.
It's mad.
You don't even say.
Because if you test me, I will fail.
You don't want to test me, I will fail. You don't
understand. You say, after let me test my babe. Let me test my husband whether they faithful.
Why the husband go fail?
Why you go test?
I think that's a lot of
You have to go through the test.
Why you go test?
I want to know test now.
You must go through. Not gonna make you stand being. Like if you test person, I don't go fail.
Do you know what is the test?
I don't know.
Don't talk like that too.
I don't tell you.
Do you know what the test is? The test has an end goal. Let me say when
Then
they
go to
that's testing and see the test is
work.
see them. The test is when they try and once because they want to achieve a desired goal to know if you're going to fall or not. Then we will not stop there. The girl will keep coming, keep coming and keep coming. Who no get blood for vein when they say you keep on doing one thing, you are tickling my fancy.
Yeah, but
you are doing the things that I like, and now you send and come meet me.
I know this infidelity thing.
You won't come blame me, say I fail.
Yes,
but more no put say it's easier for married men. I would say
thank you. I agree with that.
I know some people that I like to model my thoughts around people that I know. I want to go back to this statement again. Yeah. I have influential people in my life, people I look up to in certain areas. Yeah. Like I like the way, not everything, like I would say now, not everything my part teach me I like. Not all the doing my part do I like and for.
Of course, yeah.
You don't understand. I pick the ones that are important to me as an individual.
True.
Yeah. I discard the rest.
The one you know say don't work for you.
Yeah.
You see this guy on my right. If you want to define how to keep friendship, now the example be this. Yeah. This guy, I know they forget saying it's that name me. I don't tell him this before. And the example be this. Based on say in get the spirit to put people together. Yeah. As I did so, I know my friends. When my friends call me, and when I want to relate to them, I relate them on the different level that I know them for. True. I get friends when they blow smoke. Get the ones when they do things. When they do different types of lifestyle. If you see me, then you're not gonna say this kind of person will be my friend. But they be my friend. I get something I feel pick out from them.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Don't discriminate.
The same way it goes with this infidelity issue. It gets people where we say they did their body.
Yeah.
It gets someone who say that they force something for their body. At the end of the day, still, it boils down to the individual.
Yes.
You want time or you don't want time. Bottom line. Mm-hmm. So you not be saying a man thing or a woman thing. Or this is for married man, married women.
But why is it that when women cheat, the married men are like, oh no, you're leaving.
Yeah.
Some of them are those men like cheat past.
Yes, because a lot of the time, the fact that you know, oh, you've been doing these things to this person, and then they've been taking it, and now they're like, oh, let me still do you. And to them, it's not even like revenge. Yeah. For them, it's just he's not really giving me what I want anymore. Okay. And now they're exploring outside, and now you're like, oh no. I can't stay with you anymore. You have to go. Sorry, why is it like that? Why are women expected to stay and build the home?
That's why we be African people, not be Western world people.
It's not about a Western thing.
No, it's a Western thing that you as the woman, you should just do it you like. But because of say we be African, we get morals.
Do Westerns not have morals?
I don't know. No, I never stay there. I know if you talk of fun, I never stay.
No, for the small one. Why you see? As I did so, I don't know how you grew up, and the way I grew up, my man not go fit call you, me you sit down and me you know answer around. You collect backhand. You don't understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the Western world, it's not like that.
But if you
are you. Okay. I don't know my guy. Let me say he did this worry before. I don't know where Moody did now. Moody used his own mouth to confess in his own personal experience. He was born in the US. They took him when he was a boy.
Very young.
Now Moody go. Moody said the day they landed in the airport to come back to Nigeria, and his sister and his papa. In fact, beat shaggy. Come on for your eye.
All they beat him.
All the things that they clamor, they wait for because say nothing beat Moody
for that side.
For that as a drop. Say
go collect.
Police they want say if you near me, give me space. I'm dealing with my son. He sees in passport, can't go back. Moody that time for day school, he don't read. If you want to say he don't read with the American accent, you say he don't read. So if you see Moody for the full school now, he don't read, they call him.
But more I go back to the whole thing. You know, say we.
So we Africans are all different.
So we're different. You're not normal, yeah.
You're not normal.
You're not the old man. Let's say the old man say go sleep outside.
Yeah? Except say go sleep with Juju man, wife.
You understand? I go sleep with married woman. Yeah, you see that part now? You know what say Juju.
Which kind of thing that?
Man. Say go sleep with single girl.
No.
But you go say this thing, woman. To tell you say our custom and tradition no permits woman to cheat. Married woman, not be just woman, married woman to cheat.
I mean African science and technology.
You understand?
Yes.
Let me say the support say good for man to run am.
Yes.
I know support am.
But then there's certain cultural,
yes,
that allows men to do it.
So not say go do and get away with am. But go say, okay, my husband they run this thing for outside. They do this. Okay, me as I don't talk, I don't tire. They go tell you, say if you don't talk, you don't tire. Try pack me come out to.
Personally, I feel that a lot of the people that this juju actually affects is not really from that they did something to you. I think it's just guilt that's manifesting as
no, but not the guilt.
For a lot of the women, I think it's the guilt.
No, not the guilt. Until you see, I know pray may you see who it thing that happen to.
Like Southwest.
May you know.
I don't know those.
You're gonna say be guilt. You not agree.
What about it?
They call Mago.
Yes, I know. I've heard of Mago.
Oh, you believe him?
Well, I've read about it.
Wait. You don't believe Mago? In that word, not climb. Now I mean.
They go put out yes.
You don't die.
You're not tasty. You just did there.
If I water you want drink, nobody will give you water till you die.
Let's talk about infidelity recovery. Some people, when they see their husband, they'll say, it's a deal breaker. They'll pack their things and they'll go.
Yeah.
Okay, some people they'll say, nothing much I'm doing, I will come up from my house. So some men will say, if my wife cheats, I'll stay. Some people will say, if my spouse cheats, I'll leave. Different people recover differently from infidelity. Yeah. Is there any particular type of reaction to infidelity that people will frown at? Because some people, when you they say that because of cheating, you come up for your husband's house. Why you come for your husband because of ordinary cheating? Sometimes even the women that are even promoting these things, but people are forgetting the fact that people react differently to a particular thing.
I think Africans reward.
What do you have to say about infidelity recovery? How people recover from infidelity? What do you have to say about that?
So me, I would always still go back to the fact that it's an individual. Some of all these things we talk about depends on the individual, what you want for yourself.
Yeah.
What if it causes you headache? If it not cause me headache.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
And the kind of pressure why if you accept, you not be the same level of pressure where you accept. Yeah. So at the end of the day, now what you work for you, and not if you advise you what you do.
But some people will use it as a standard.
My husband does shit on me 20 times. Your husband,
they compare.
You pack your load, me they go. Or me you stay, I don't tell you.
Exactly.
No,
they glorify victim, like they victimize themselves and make it look like, they are saints for being victims.
Yeah.
Like they are better than you for being victims.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really change anything. Yeah. They cheated on you and you stayed. Mm-hmm. You did not respect yourself enough. Yeah. You did not love yourself enough to say, okay, this is a deal breaker.
And some of these women that are even staying is because they don't have a choice.
It's because you don't have a choice.
They have a choice. They have a choice. No.
Sometimes the man is their breadwinner.
Sometimes marriage is a decision. You know what I'm saying? Everybody see there are some things you take and there are some things you can't take.
Yeah.
That person that are cheating on now, your husband feel bitter and go waka come out.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Exactly.
Then that other person when no go fit take cheating, your husband go bitter and destroy.
Exactly.
So what you go take for marriage different from what me go take for marriage.
Yeah.
No, but then there are certain things that for me, I feel like in as much as we cannot advise people for what they should do, there are certain ways people will treat you. And if you actually love yourself,
and respect yourself,
if you know what you are worth,
Exactly.
nobody's saying you should take it or not. But then there's a way you respond that lets people know that, okay, I don't think I should do this to this person
anymore. Yeah.
And there's a way you go about it.
Yeah. And I'm not saying sometimes going about it like that is actually leaving them for a while. Because for me, I believe that there has been no consequences for cheating for the longest time.
No consequences.
If we're being honest. So we grew up around polygamous families.
Yeah.
And sometimes the way they decided to marry another wife, it was an infidelity the way it happened. Because the first wife does not even know that my husband wants to marry another woman. One day she goes to market and comes back, there's a new wife in the house. So you've cheated on me, even if you are marrying somebody else. First of all, the fact that I did not
going
know
down to the person.
it is behind my back. That is what infidelity is. Now, you have a new wife, and you as a girl, you grew up in that environment, or as a boy, you grew up in that environment. You grew up knowing that this is possible. If I do this, my wife is supposed to take it. And you grew up with that mindset, you will cheat.
You have so many things
for some people they discuss with their wife. and they will tell you,
I'm getting a new wife.
Even before you get married to them, they will not let you know, say, the more money when they get for this life, the more wife I will marry.
Another, their wives brought in another wife
for the husband. I believe that if there are cases like that, when maybe the marriage is not...
No, this one I think is, the last child is almost 30.
Okay.
Wow. And the house is apparently lonely, just
so they needed somebody else to just keep them busy.
So they brought in another wife and they had twins. Everybody's living fine and everything is smooth.
These are older people, yeah? They're older people.
She's secure. She's secure in her home.
Yes.
Because she knows that, okay,
she wants you to bring someone. This is my choice. They don't want you to go out.
Yes, and she cares for her husband enough to say, okay, I guess you need somebody. I need somebody.
So that's why I always still maintain.
So also still they run twins.
Yeah. Man, they function to death.
You know, yeah, for Orlando, 90 years.
Really?
Man, they function to death.
When I was 20-something years old girl. Before you know reach how many years,
twins. Wow.
I feel that if
it's an individual decision.
Yeah.
So like I always maintain who wear shoe anywhere should
exactly.
I know it's like a full chest. That's one I'm talking Fidelity Bank and the rest of them.
Last it boils down to
what
so you
your capacity.
If you be say I don't like the way you do the increase volume of TV safe.
Yes.
I would say after that was phone when they use AirPod now. The noise I don't like what they watch. You don't understand. If it be small thing like that
will cause a problem.
That will cause a problem. So it depends on the individual, what you can take and what you cannot take.
Yeah.
Do you get? You see this issue of polygamy and growing up around polygamous family, and I know people who made better decisions. They grew up. They knew the effect of being from a polygamous family. They said, no matter what happen for this life,
I'm not getting married.
I stay put. I'm not get children for another gate. Now one gate. As I don't lock that gate, I don't lock that gate. But I guess some people say still, my parents get 5, or less I will
get 5.
I will get 7. So it depends on the individual.
I'll say just
what if you draw in, and and another thing I think, as individuals, we already have a mental picture of the things we want to do and achieve for ourselves.
Exactly. True. How life should.
So we like to plan along that line.
Yeah.
You don't understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As I did, so if I born 2 children, 1 boy, 1 girl, thank God. If I born 2 girls, thank God. If I born 2 boys, thank God. You know, go find big man. You're born 6. You know why? If they find girl, they born the first one boy. It reach my turn, they buy baby things as girl, they decide we get. I'll show you.
You shock them.
You don't understand. You reach the 5th one, probably get there. 5 years after, they try again.
Another boy.
Come in boy. After they say, why not stop? Now they continue.
Until you get another girl.
So it depends on waiting you.
Nobody be trying out for this regime.
You don't understand.
This regime alone is family planning.
No. It's not. No.
Listen then, anybody
this
can run this time matter.
No, this region you talk about right now, people still they catch out. In every new government that makes new millionaire.
No,
I understand. But the way any middle class or low class can keep giving birth, you know, go fit happen for this regime.
No,
it's possible.
A lot of the time,
no, understand.
Especially you won't show them go streets when they can't take about.
I don't go. You get some places where you go for this country.
It's still possible. People still
but let's just leave that one.
People can give birth to lots of children.
Yes, no.
But if we're being honest, with the cost of living right now,
you are the one saying no.
The majority.
It's your level of understanding. That's why you're saying you can't give birth to
there are certain
more.
That,
with your mental health consideration, will you give birth to 6 children? So
if I have the finance, why not?
The funny thing is, the people who give birth to lots of children.
How many?
No.
Even me, I don't know if that be your wife. Anyway,
so you know
I don't make that. No. See, that's why I say breast down to my finance.
High income
family. The more the money, the more the children.
Wow.
Okay.
For you.
Yes. So
but you know that
what if your wife cannot go through that?
We don't get down. We don't get it.
If she says only 3 she wants, then he will.
No, me I don't get that talk of those numbers. We don't get that talk. Say now, so it be.
Okay, since us Africans now, we don't do, especially for women, we don't do cheating, as we said.
Yeah.
Have we considered emotional cheating? There's something called emotional cheating.
One say Africans and women is a no-no for women to cheat. No, say women don't cheat, so they say they cheat. They say they run out.
But we've not considered this part, this emotional cheating. We're only looking at physical cheating. Okay. So emotional cheating still has.
Even the old thing called cheating, it will start from somewhere. You understand? Unavailability. you the man and small, not be just say, okay, you meet the girl, go sleep with the girl. From small, now to go the chat, you know, God they available to your wife, then be the emotions when you talk, so. And a small, so the you know, if it manuals the emotion from the physical, all they come together.
But some can just stay at emotional cheating alone. They don't get to physical cheating.
That emotional part.
Can we justify that one?
You know,
I didn't sleep with him.
Anything when you
me and you know, we run.
The reason why
emotionally, I look forward to seeing you at workplace. We go out together. Bestie come inside this kind of equation.
I think that's the reason why you target cheating is the fact that somebody else is losing while one person is gaining.
Yeah.
So that's why, whether I'm emotional or I touch me, I touch you.
Yeah.
Cheating and
cheating.
So which one you go? Which one if you say way past? Because now the physical.
All not the same.
They'll be like,
for you not even there available.
They'll be like, say,
you don't cast. Because from that emotional cheating, now they go physical cheating.
Everything equal.
Can we call this bestie emotional cheating?
No, yeah, so I need to know my wife no get bestie. Me, I don't feel get bestie as well.
I feel like it depends.
No,
I feel like it depends because if your wife is somebody who has friends, like if somebody who invests a lot in her friendships, before she gets married to you, she has friendships that
there's this guy
that's his friend. They are very close.
I want to be open.
Yeah,
I want to be open.
You know if possible now. As I marry you,
they cut off.
You dey cut that guy off. You know why? I don't say make you cut him as friend.
Wait, if na you,
but see that bestie.
Me, I not go do am.
That bestie.
If you get girl bestie, as you dey marry your wife, you go
cut am after.
So my
wife go be my bestie. What I want to go tell my bestie my wife do?
Make I ask you something.
Not everybody get this sense.
Hold on, you know.
Some people get that.
My wife go back get one gas bestie.
Some go they gossip their wives to the best.
No, I don't want
that. My wife will do that.
You know, say sometimes, some people.
If your wife they comfortable with that bestie go sleep with her.
Wait, make I tell you something.
No, argue this part. I
want to ask you one question. You know, say sometimes, a handful of people when don't marry.
Yeah.
Not actually be friends with each other.
Yeah, they grow. And that one, our papa they say they grow in love.
Yeah, so is it that they go grow in love or they will grow as married couple, they live as married couple aside being friends.
Yeah.
Now as I did so now, I have this opinion. I value friendship so much.
Yeah.
You know, thing one woman won't tell me say make I stop to talk to Ben. They never born you. No, I don't care. So I always say this. I don't care how you see it from your own end.
Wait.
But the way me I see it, like for example, I'll say my siblings. I never see the woman. It's say you do me jazz when my eye no go fit come until I die. Where go fit stop me? Say my brother need house.
Never say never, sure.
See, I did tell you.
No. Never say never. But you know, say when you don't marry, at the end of the bottom line, you say you can't need peace for your.
Wait first, then.
Like somebody said, some people fight for justice over peace.
Well,
that's what you're saying. You can fight for justice over peace.
You get where your wife will cite you. You delete my number. You know.
Then, I tell you something. I tell you, I always boil back to the fact that if you are self-willed, you get so many things that person not.
But why you don't marry?
Like because scatter be that.
No, I don't. See, I'm tell you.
See, me and your friend.
I will put on.
See, as your main friend, then I go advise you something you need to come inside.
Then I tell you something.
For me to let your marriage work.
At the end of the day, some of all these things we talk about, I go still go back to the fact that if you are not self-willed and you don't know what you do.
Self-willed no they work for marriage. They work die. No. You cannot be to an extent.
I will not be in your space in the sense that I'm not going to dictate to you. I will give you the self-will to decide on what.
Do you know the beauty about marriage? Let me say something. Do you know the beauty about marriage? Do you know the beauty about marriage? See something.
If you get bestie, say you know it. Wait, no matter. If you get bestie, say you your bestie na guy. My wife, your wife bestie na woman.
No wahala.
See, wahala go still there because when wahala go there,
they don't reach when that switch.
You go when that switch time bad. But see this space.
No, sometimes it's actually easy for your wife to have a male bestie. You know why? You know why? Because sometimes there's some things you do, and the female will be like, "This is not." They cannot relate to you as a guy.
Can't relate to me as a guy.
They cannot. Women cannot relate to you in that.
To their husband.
No, not her. Like the friend. So now, if she has a problem with you now, maybe something that she doesn't like, and now she goes talk to her best friend, her best friend can now say,
"Oh, no, they go find single girl whenever married. Make them do bestie. You never feel use bestie wife.
So, but you know that in doing that, you're going to isolate your wife from her friend.
Exactly what I'm saying. You see me, I invest in friendship.
She go there, let's not understand this friendship. I don't cut your friend. You know, they call bestie.
My mom will always say something that the day you get married, I can imagine the turn up of friends you have. So if you tell me, say you're married at Kano, you be my guy. My guys know me, I go show up.
True.
In Kano. More they go Kano. You're something that for your family really important to you. You need friends to turn up. Even at China, more they go China. That's how I invest in my friends. Yeah. And me, I don't see it if you reciprocate back to me. It's none of my business. I value you. Leave yourself, sort yourself out. Do you get? For me, I will tell you, say you cannot dictate to me who I relate with. See, we will not preach so many laws and rules when they exist. In the sense that, for example, it gets so many things when friends they pull up for us, when family know they even they try.
Yes. But there's something I want to respond
to. My own is
see, I want make we use the word friends.
For me and you.
But not be that word when I use.
Not be 2 o'clock for night. Your bestie will call you for 2 hours.
Okay.
In a mad. You know,
the thing is when you're married,
you don't keep them, but there should be
a limit.
Yes.
You are cheating on me.
That bestie when you talk to. Let me say you are that bestie, look more for bestie.
Yeah.
When I don't turn friends, if your wife they talk to a bestie, for 2 hours you dey vex. I say no be bestie again now. If na 10 minutes talk, now when you know just make that conversation. They don't come out for bestie to friends. So
at the end of the day, some of what this is all they talk about, now based on saying we did there in the present. What if you come up for us? You know the kind of conversation they get.
See this part when they tell you.
So that's where respect comes in. If I know that you feel the way you want. When they respect
you allow people, but by the time you try cut, just like we talked a while ago, when you try hide something from somebody,
that's what they want to do.
You won't find out. But when you give out to me, hold on. You don't say anything happen.
If your partner respects you, if
they respect you enough,
they will have besties.
No,
it will be appropriate.
Yeah,
appropriate behavior, right? Okay, if you have a girlfriend,
I'm not married.
Wait.
No, I'm not married now.
So I like my guys. Now they get me wrong.
I know people as a married, because of say that their wife don't like
their friends.
They become isolated.
Yes.
Life hard them. They don't feel cry out.
Because now you reach out to anybody. You want to go and meet again.
You don't understand. Because your wife don't like this person. Don't like that person.
You are scared that
don't like the fact that you're going out and coming back.
No, okay, wait. What are you scared that will happen?
But are you questioning that if you are married, you know, so you feel even fall into this category where you talk.
Yes. I know they feel
because there's something called peace over justice.
I'll tell you something.
I'm not afraid of.
There are a whole lot of things
for me. I know they fear, but the fact is. What's I dey try tell you now be say now you get me wrong. See that word when they call bestie.
Just cliche word,
yeah. You know? That bestie thing, that thing called bestie. Bestie dey closer to anybody than your spouse. Because see that bestie like as you turn a bestie go here. And then they say if you don't marry bestie, you go get friends.
Definitely.
I'm not cutting you out from your friends. There's a life you were living before you met me.
Yeah.
You understand? There's a life you were living before me and you. I won't stop that life. But that part of you having a bestie.
What's so bad about
this topic is hitting up, and I see that this is
going to see that bestie thing.
We should do this
episode. You don't get bestie. When you date school.
Okay, wait, what if she does not call him bestie?
Call her friend! My very close friend!
Doesn't mean that it's a dog.
No, nobody. You don't forget best friend than your husband or than your wife now.
Yeah, at the end of the day, see.
At the end of the day, we will not finish this topic on this episode. Let us conclude at this juncture. This has been a wonderful episode with this wonderful gentleman in this section. And we would love to discuss this on another episode. Please stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and follow us for more content like this. And of course, be in our comment section because we'll definitely do a shout out to you on our next episode. Thank you. Bye.